Leo, hello there, my friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late August 2021. Thank you so much for joining me. You know I appreciate every single one of you beautiful Leos out there. So let's get it going with a couple of oracle cards as we always do. Let's shuffle it up one time for the beautiful Leo collective, please, my God, spirit team. And we're just going to look at these real quick, then we'll get into the full tarot reading itself. And at the end, I'm going to pull you a bonus spread with the Starseed Oracle to see what it is you need to hear from the universe. So there are many things for you to consider, my friends. Let's get it going here. Also, if you're on the cusp of Virgo, a Leo Virgo cusper, I would just like to wish you a happy birthday. We're moving on into Virgo season, but let's get it going. So this could be some complexity with this first Oracle card. Let's get one more out here before we really start breaking it down. All right, yeah, and time could be important as well. Both of them look similar in the face to me. Now, before we really dive into this, if you're new here, I'm going to be speaking about the August subscriber surprise towards the end. And it's your last chance to get your name in for that, so you might want to do so. But into this reading, here we go. This first card is always complex or complexity to me. You see the woman holding a mask. There's multiple reflections. There's Russian dolls depicted in this card. So I think of things that have a lot of moving parts. Hopefully you're not going through too many complex situations. This can also represent to me a lot of different energies affecting you and coming at you. So that is something to be aware of in the coming days and weeks. There might be a lot of different energies coming at you, which makes sense with the readings we've had in the past couple of weeks. The second card does highlight time in itself, whether it's the construct of time, whatever it might be. You see this lovely lady holding that hourglass with the sand slipping through. So we all know what that symbolizes, waiting for time to pass. Maybe you feel like you've waited long enough for something. Some of you might feel like you have all the time in the world to accomplish things. Some of you might feel like you're running out of time. But this is an interesting vibe, and it could also be people in your life. Always remember that when you watch these readings. But time is ticking in regards to something. We're going to get into tarot, though. That doesn't make or break the reading. It's just something to ease us in. So let's shuffle it up one time for the beautiful Leo collective. We'll get you three in the upright, then we'll intuitively clarify, as we always do. Let's go. What do we got for Leo? Please and thank you. Now, last week's reading was titled Big Breakthrough Incoming, a lot of fast-moving energy. The week before that was a serious warning. The week before that was big win incoming. So there's been a mixed bag of energies around the Leo collective, and I want to see what we got this week. Let's go. We'll get these three out here. Yeah, but last week was a lot of fast-moving energy. Okay, we have the Three of Swords here, and you might be dealing with someone who's going through a bit of pain. All right, that doesn't sync the reading. Let's keep it moving, though. Interesting way to start off a reading. It's not always my favorite. We have the Death card in the center. Interesting dynamic. Now, don't go getting nervous about that Death card. If you watch tarot, you know that doesn't represent physical mortality. It's very cyclical. It could be karmic as well. Okay, and we have the Queen of Pentacles, which also showed up in the Aries reading. So we're going to go through, I'll give you some of these classical meanings and archetypes before we get into the juicier messages, of course. But position number 1 and 3 of Swords, if you're a fan of tarot, even if you're new, you've probably seen this card. It's iconic. Usually that heart with the 3 swords going through it. And it does speak of some sort of pain, whether it's a physical pain, an emotional pain, could be somebody who's brokenhearted. I tend to also think it could be anxieties or stresses. This is something to keep in your mind in the coming days and weeks. It might be a little more wound tight, okay? Or if you're watching this for somebody else, you might be dealing with somebody who's going through a little hurt. Okay, important to remember. But right in the dead center of the spread, and my style of reading, that's the critical area, we have the Death card. You might be tied to Scorpio. If not, the Death card represents cycles. It represents transformation, sort of like a butterfly coming out of a cocoon. All right, the Death card is the phoenix rising from the ashes, but I also feel like it's similar to the karmic wheel of life that's always turning. From every ending comes a new beginning. So there could be karmic action going on around the Leo collective. It would make sense to me with all the action we were having last week. But we'll keep an eye on this. We absolutely have to clarify. It could even sometimes be somebody thinking about the past quite a bit. On the back end, we have the Queen of Pentacles. You might be tied to an earth sign here. And the Queen of Pentacles, to me, is very similar to the Empress. Yes, it could be a mother figure. It does talk about abundance, the material world. I like her because she is well grounded. And on the back of a spread like this, where we have the Three of Swords, where we have the Death card, this is similar to the universe saying everything will be okay. This is like a little hug from the universe. I like this card here. Of course, we still need to clarify it. It could be things moving slowly, but I feel like that could be a payoff or something being better in the end. Like you might be going through a tough situation now or feeling rough, but in the end, everything will be fine. But let's dive deeper. We're going to jump in and clarify. Let's get one more shuffle here for the beautiful Leo collective. Please, my gods, talk to me. What do we got? Now, my friends, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to use your knowledge of tarot, as always. I put this box here so everybody can play along. So if any alignment is feeling a certain way to you, you could go with that message as well, because I'm just telling you how it feels to me. Just share with the class, okay? We're going to go in on this Three of Swords. Why do we have the Three of Swords here for Leo? Making me raise an eyebrow. Why do we have the Three of Swords? Okay, we have the Hermit in reverse. Somebody might really vent to you about how they're truly feeling. Like if you've hurt somebody recently, they might let you know about it. Now, yes, this could, with the Hermit in reverse, this could be beef with a Virgo, so you might be dealing with a Virgo. But the Hermit to me is usually a shrouded card, somebody who's like keeping to themselves. That's why in reverse under this Three of Swords, like if somebody has stepped on your toes, you might want to let them know about it. Okay, if you're hurting about something and it's caused by somebody else, you might want to say something about it. So beware of things like that in this time. This could be an emotional warning about your emotional state, that it could be better for you to let those emotions out, not to bottle things up. So I feel like it's one or the other. Either somebody letting you know, like, hey, that kind of hurt my feelings, or you letting somebody know, like, hey, don't step on my toes like that. That's the vibe it's giving me. Interesting. And of course, it could mean other things, but that's just the vibe it's giving me right off the jump. Okay, we're going to keep it moving over to the Death card. Of course, there can be 1,001 different ways to interpret that. Let's see what's up with that Death card, though. Yeah, this isn't somebody holding in those hurt feelings, though. Why is Death here for Leo? What do we got? Why is Death here? Yeah, Nine of Swords, this could absolutely be somebody catching a dose of karma. The Nine of Swords can represent spooky things. It could represent paranormal activity. So maybe some of you are experiencing paranormal activity. I always say that with this card, especially under Death, like some ghostly sightings and stuff. We are coming into the fall season. You know, it's the season of that when the veil thins. But it's somebody who can't sleep at night, somebody who's stressing. And under this karmic card like Death, I feel like somebody's nervousness, like, yeah, somebody could be very nervous, anxious, and it's because of what they've put forth into the universe. Now, karma is a very complex subject to speak about. I could speak about it for hours, but the general consensus on it, usually what most people understand, is what you put forth, you get back in return. And I'm seeing somebody paying a karmic debt here in the center. Now, I'm not saying that's absolutely you. This could be someone you're tied to. But this is somebody going through these issues of this Nine of Swords because of something they've done, okay? We're going to show it to you up a little closer. Now, good thing we have this Queen of Pentacles on the back end. Hopefully, you know, I'm an optimistic individual. Hopefully the optimism is reigning true here. But this could absolutely be somebody learning a karmic debt or getting a dose of karma straight up. All right, so we're going to see what's up with this Queen of Pentacles. Then I'll do a quick recap before we get into your bonus spread. Interesting this week, totally different energy than we had for you the last couple of weeks. That's for sure. Why is this Queen of Pentacles here for the lovely Leos? Why do we got this Queen of Pentacles here? What's up? Why is this Queen of Pentacles here? Thank you. Fool in the upright. So yeah, whatever tumultuous things you're going through, if you're even going through tumultuous things, that could be a card for Aries. But it's also a card of new beginnings. It's a card of action. It's a card of movement. So just like I said when that Queen of Pentacles first came out, yes, we have some choppiness in front of this spread, but everything will be okay. That cycle is going to shift. You are going to be able to attain some sort of new beginning, some stability in your life if you keep trucking, if you don't let certain things debilitate you, okay? Like if you don't let things affect you to the point where you regress. Because this Fool card is all about the new journeys, the new beginnings. It is also a caution, though, all right, to Go through life with a more detail-oriented approach. Don't be too spontaneous. Spontaneity is a good thing, but if you're too spontaneous, that's when mistakes happen. But this Queen of Pentacles with the Fool card is absolutely beautiful. I mean, if you're tied to an Aries, you might want to watch the Aries reading because this card did show up for Aries. But I feel like everything is going to be okay in the end. Once again, like I said in the beginning, or it could be a payoff in the end. Something that didn't seem too good in the beginning turns out much better than you had expected. So that is a silver lining. That's a happy ending to this reading. Beautiful. So if you kindly look down in the box, I'll give you a quick recap of my interpretations of this. In position number 1, we have the Three of Swords with the Hermit in reverse. Maybe someone going through a little bit of pain, a little heartbreak. The Hermit could also represent the dark night of the soul. So you might be tied to someone who's going through that right now. But in reverse, it does talk about venting those feelings, releasing those feelings. So someone might approach you and say, hey, listen, man, or woman, or whatever you might be, I'm hurt by this. Something hurt my feelings. Or you could be saying that to somebody else, like, listen, don't step on my toes like that again. Okay. In the center, we have the Death card, the karmic cycle of transformation and new things. With this Nine of Swords, to me, it's straight up somebody catching a dose of karma. They've put something forth and they might be paying that karmic debt. That's the vibe. And on the back end, the Queen of Pentacles with this Fool card in the upright does talk about a new beginning, a new cycle, optimism, that things could turn out better for you in the end, better than you had expected. So please take a screenshot of this. Interesting vibes here, but we're going to see what you need to hear. We're going to pull a couple cards and we'll just go through it nice and quick. What do we got for Leo, please, my guides? What does Leo need to hear? Okay. And I'll tell you my feelings and the literal meanings of the cards. You just pull from it what you will. Okay. I love to end every reading with these because they're optimistic and it's a nice little capstone. Thank you. Okay. Child of the cosmos, knowing that we're all connected, possibly seeing the interconnected nature of reality itself. That's a big card. That's a powerful card. We're going to get one more. We are of the stars, my friends. We really are. Okay. And we have the Whale and Orca elders, possibly wanting to give or needing advice. So we'll go through these super quick before I get into the subscriber surprise. The Child of the Cosmos, like I said, could talk of the interconnected nature of this reality and the world itself, that we all have that spark of the divine within us. Okay, it can also speak of astrology. That's what I'm intuitively feeling, like looking into your natal chart, looking into your transits and all those things that make that up, the charts. They're very important to look at because you can learn about the coding of your personality, I believe. Okay. Stargazing, star bathing, those could be good energetic resets for you. It literally says the intelligence of the universe lies within you. How powerful is that? How beautiful is that to know that? Love it. Now, the Whale and Orca elders, to me, does speak all of advice because of the elders. And yes, there's water in here, so it could speak of emotion. But when this card shows up, someone might be approaching you for advice. Someone might need you to lend an ear. Like where they say, hey, like, I don't know how to handle this. Can you help me out? Or you could be doing the same, like seeking someone to give you advice. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. If you're going through a complex situation like we saw in the very beginning, sometimes getting the perspective of somebody else could be a good thing. The literal meaning says, share your song frequency of sound and diving deep. Okay, deep emotions. And sharing your unique gifts with the world are highlighted here. And Leo, that's what I have for you. Don't click away just yet, though, my friends. I'm going to give you the details of the August subscriber surprise. It's your last chance to get your name in for the August subscriber surprise. And I'm giving away, if you haven't heard yet, 2 copies of the Gilded Tarot Royale. It's one of my favorite decks in existence from my favorite illustrator. So if you'd like to get your name in for it, 2 simple things. As always, first, you must be subscribed, of course, which I'm sure you are at this point. And 2, if I can grant you any wish, what would it be? You just drop it down in the comments. You'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, beginning of September, I'll announce the winners in my community tab, as I always do. I got a couple of comments about this over the past couple of weeks. You go to the homepage of my channel, then the community tab. I always post the winners there every single month. And that's what I have for you, my friends. Thank you so much, as always, and I'll see you next time.